I recognize you haven't reviewed all the material
anymore.
But
you
have,
the
I
divorce.
don't.
The percentage.
Who are you to tell me what I can and can't? I've never met you, brother. Listen, I can say whatever I want. They're illegal aliens, and that's what the law calls them, illegal aliens. That's what I'm going to call them.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Dronetek here. So I'm assuming that everyone else has noticed the left's sudden zeal for the freedom of speech, but only in regards to carving out a special exception to the laws for one of their own, while also very on character for them, completely ignoring the lawful civil rights of the churchgoers.
That's different.
It is just so typical of the left, who are never afraid to take a totally contradictory position to what they just had 10 seconds ago for pure political expediency. Well, we are seeing that on full display once again, with the gremlins at CNN going on full revolt against Scott Jennings and his speech because it's different when they don't like it.
Yeah. I recognize you haven't reviewed all the material
anymore.
And
but
you have
the divorce. The percentage.
Who are you to tell me what I can and can't? I've never met you, brother. Listen, I can say whatever I want. They're illegal aliens, and that's what the law calls them, illegal aliens. That's what I'm going to call them.
Listen, you can't say illegals anymore because ICE is directly targeting legal citizens of this country, and I.
How are you going to enforce your edict on me, just out of curiosity?
Man.
Listen, I understand.
But just listen to his point about illegal.
No, I want to know why he gets to
it's
instruct
not, you're
my
changing the
speech.
topic.
Hang on.
I want to know.
You're making a point
about
people being arrested.
I understand that your job is predicated on just getting increasingly more demented every single week, and that the audience comes back to see if perhaps
make your point.
My point is that you're saying the word illegals, but you don't even really know what's happening. Or actually, I think you do, and you're doing this on purpose. But
yes,
the truth
because
is,
I want the law enforced.
Well, if you watch Scott Jennings at all, then you know he likes to use the reality-based phrase illegal aliens, which really sends the leftist on CNN into fits of rage. From the editor at Newsbusters, Curtis Houck, I'm not really sure, sorry about that, Curtis. According to Oliver Darcy over at CNN, someone whined to CNN's Mark Thompson at the company town hall, demanding to know why Scott Jennings is allowed to exist there. Later in the town hall, Thompson fielded a range of other questions, including why in-house MAGA pundit Scott Jennings is not required to adhere to the network's editorial standards. On immigration, Scott Jennings regularly uses the term illegal aliens, while CNN's standards guides calls for undocumented immigrants. So CNN's standards guide is really just in line with Democrat Party messaging, with the obvious purpose of literally ignoring U.S. immigration law and making it seem like it's just a formality. That's something we've seen a lot on the left. Don Lemon as well, trying to claim that it's not against the law, it's not a crime to break U.S. immigration law.
Crossing the border illegally is not a crime?
No, it's not a criminal act.
Okay.
It's a misdemeanor.
So
you get charged with a misdemeanor. That's not a criminal
why
act.
get charged at all then, if it's not a criminal act?
Of course, Donald Trump. And anyone should face consequences if they break the law, right? That no one is above the law. Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, said that as well.
Like, how do they find this group of people who are willing to bring charges against you?
I'm not an attorney, but, I assume that they figure out who the folks are and they send it to them, and then they write up the indictment as to what they are, what they want charged, and then they give it to them. But you can write whatever you want to an indictment. As I've been doing some research, you can say whatever you want, and for even if you lie about it, prosecutors can pretty much say what they want with impunity.
But moving on, Thompson said the network does not police contributors to the same extent as its journalists. Oh, man, that's kind of funny. I mean, their so-called journalists are all just Democrat Party messengers, propagandists, that's it. More broadly, he praised Abby Phillips' Newsnight, the panel-based program where Jennings frequently appears and clashes with other guests. I mean, he's really the only reason to go and watch, although There is a couple of other people that are starting to trickle in, like Lydia something, I can't remember her last name, but she's basically like the female Scott Jennings. Thompson described the show, known for its frequent food fights and viral social media moments, as a public service, arguing that it captures the actual debate and anger and passion that's part of the story. Not everyone at the network sees it that way. Of course, they see it the left-wing Democrat Party way. They don't want somebody like Scott Jennings on there owning them every night. No doubt there are Democrat politicians behind this push to revolt against Scott Jennings. So while all the lefties over at CNN are defending Don Lemon's trespassing on private property and violating the FACE Act on video, by the way, all because he says he's a journalist and that somehow shields him from the law. Suddenly, they're ignoring that standard now because they don't like the words that Scott Jennings is saying. Clearly, because it hurts their Orwellian wordsmithing, which they're using to deceive the American public. But then again, like I said earlier, they are a private company. I just find a lot of hypocrisy in these anti-free speech people suddenly adopting it as a justification to rob Christians of theirs. Then we see this, proving once again that they are not into free speech. Only for them and as far as it advances their political agenda. Those standards don't apply to their opponents. One of the far left nuts that Scott regularly destroys on the panels also chimed in, and this is also from the Daily Beast article, saying earlier this month, Democrat political operative Julie Roginsky published a critique of CNN for repeatedly inviting Jennings to appear on its show. Writing in her Salty Politics Substack, so I guess that's on brand, Roginsky questioned why Jennings is allowed back on the network when he is rude, dismissive, and antagonistic in ways that feel personal rather than substantive, especially towards female guests.
Boy, here we go.
They just always do this. They always play the sex or race card when they're losing the debate. Anybody who watches this show can see that Scott Jennings is an equal opportunity educator.
He did. He absolutely, despite, he has his whole life. He has his entire life.
I know you're super emotional. I just...
Of course I am.
Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you all because it had me immediately facepalming. Let me know what you all think in the comments, and if you made it this far, you might as well hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps this channel, and if you just look at my subscriptions and view numbers, you know I could really use the help. You can go ahead and hit that bell notification as well, but you might as well just keep checking back for new content because I'm not sure if YouTube will ever actually let you know. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you all in the next one.